Who are the Rosicrucians? Do you think that the Freemasons are fascinating? Well, let me tell you about the Rosicrucians. A man named Christian Rosicrucian is said to have founded the secretive Rosicrucian society in Germany in the early 15th century, but some dispute that the man even lived at all. Some people say he's not even real. Others say he's more than one person. But for the members of the society, Rosicrucian was a doctor who had spent a lifetime gathering what he called sacred knowledge. He studied ancient Turkish, Sufi, and Persian paths toward understanding, as well as Western medical knowledge. Now, he supposedly traveled through the Middle East, being instructed by masters of ancient wisdom. When he returned, Rosicrucian supposedly founded his own church to pass on the learning to make sure that it didn't die with him. So, at first, all the members were doctors. Each one took an oath to heal the sick without payment, to maintain the secrecy of the fellowship, and to find a replacement for Rosicrucian before he died. The sacred knowledge is said to include elements of alchemy and psychic manipulation. That's right. Modern Rosicrucians are believed to have even been able to tap into the ultimate power of the human mind. Some think that the sect has evolved, and they now seek to protect and guide humanity away from its own destruction. Others have accused the Rosicrucians of being out and out evil. To be clear, they are offshoots of the Rosicrucians everywhere today. The symbol of their church was a cross with a white rose at its center. They call it a rosy cross. The R and the C from the words rosy cross undoubtedly represent the founder's last name, Rosicrucians, and some believe that they are linked to the R and C in the Georgia Guidestones. The benefactor's pseudonym R.C. Christian. Now, are you ready for this? The Georgia Guidestones may serve as a beacon to followers of an all but forgotten religion that's dedicated to unlocking hidden powers of the mind. It might sound crazy, but it's not really crazy. Have you ever joined a fraternity or a sorority? The appeal and the power of secret knowledge is always tantalizing. It's true. People join secret societies to be a part of something special, something that will set them apart from the rest of us. But in the wrong hands, this desire for secret knowledge can lead to something far more less attractive and something far more sinister. Something that, according to a journalist and a Rosicrucian investigator named Van Smith, might be very, very evil. Mr. Smith also believes that the apocalypse is going to be man-made. Also, he believes that the mysterious Georgia Guidestones were built to survive an apocalypse. In fact, in the writing or the commandment on the Guidestones says that the population is to be reduced to 500 million people and that 6.5 billion people are going to have to die. When it comes to the Guidestones, what they really are is humanity's tombstone. To prove Smith's point, he insists that the Rosicrucians have a mystery and a mastery of psychic abilities, including psychokinesis, the ability to move objects with their mind, astral projection, the ability to travel vast distances in time and space by projecting your thoughts, and the ability to control the mind of others. Now, the last ability, controlling the mind of others, Smith says is the most dangerous of all of the Rosicrucians' abilities. But check this out. He also believes it's played a part in one of the most notorious of all American assassinations, the 1968 murder of Senator Robert F. Kennedy by Sirhan Sirhan. That's right. Investigator Smith believes that Sirhan Sirhan assassinated Senator Kennedy not of his own volition, but under direct psychic guidance from secret Rosicrucian masters. The proof is from the ramblings of Sirhan's diaries, and the fact that the killer was actually a Rosicrucian. Now, many people became Rosicrucians by mail. Yes, mail order members. You see, in the back pages of science fiction magazines and hobbyist magazines often contained ads for Rosicrucian memberships. This was common in the 1950s and the 1960s. The ads were for a group calling themselves Rosicrucians. The advertisement was a mix of the promise of mysterious powers and the ability to unleash those powers for your own benefit. Just the sort of nuttiness that could attract a foolish or young or gullible or even someone who is lonely and the criminally disturbed. The truth is that we live in such near total dependence upon advanced technologies that even a minimal disruption of the power grid and communications networks would be catastrophic, if not truly cataclysmic or apocalyptic. We've seen this in the aftermath of a storm, a major storm such as Katrina or Sandy, the tsunami in Japan, and devastating earthquakes and volcanoes. Turn off the electricity, cut off the phones and the internet, and what? We find out very fast just how fragile the veneer of civilization really is. When you take away the lights, the refrigeration, the air conditioning, the telephone, and all the rest. Now, in the case of a major regional disaster such as a storm or earthquake, neighboring systems can step up and offer assistance. But if you take out the entire grid across the country or the planet and leave it off for more than a few days, and you're going to have panic, breakdowns in order, looting, hoarding, possibly starvation, and potentially a decrease in the population. Leave the lights off for a few weeks and you have a potential depopulation apocalypse. And that apocalypse is what may be behind the meaning of the Guidestones. Maybe they're trying to set forth some rules that people who survive the coming catastrophe can then make the world better. So are the Rosicrucians really just trying to warn us? Well, we still don't know who R.C. Christian is, or what he built the Georgia Guidestones for, or who the Rosicrucians really are. Now, the truth is out there, somewhere, and maybe one day we'll find out the answer. Like, subscribe, think for yourself, and read. This is the Logic channel.